What's good everyone, it's Kajani with a crafting and gathering guide for patch 7.1. This video covers all things new in the world of crafting and gathering, which includes the new things to craft, the new gathering grind, as well as the new fish to catch. I will also go over the crafting macros for the new gear set and tools, as well as the new Precraft materials. Everything is chaptered out in this video, so please hop to whatever section that you feel will help you out the most. The wait is finally over and we got new extreme trial glamour weapons for diamond weapon. I really like the effects that they added with each respective weapon, and as a bonus, the weapons have a powering up sound whenever you unsheath them. If you're interested in crafting these for yourself or selling them on the market board, you'll first need a diamond plating that drops from the extreme trial, or you can pick up the diamond plating from the market board. The crafting recipe itself can be found in the number 8 master recipe books. We also received the Winterside Glamour. It's a nice and cozy glamour set that is just in time for cooler weather. One of the crafting materials needed to craft this set is corduroy felt. Corduroy felt is a crafting material that drops from level 100 treasure maps. The Barelltender mount was one of the most coveted things featured during the most recent live letter. In order to get the mount, you'll need to turn in 100 mount tokens to the Splendors vendor in Solution 9. Each token is gonna cost you 1,000 orange gathering scripts, so it's gonna end up being 100,000 orange gathering scripts for the Barelltender mount. Saying that's a lot of orange gathering scripts is an understatement, but if there's a mount worthy of this grind, it would definitely be the Barelltender mount. The best way to farm orange gathering scripts is to gather collectibles with your botanist and miner, as well as farming the copper shark whenever the fishing window is available. As expected, we got new endgame crafting and gathering food that you'll find in your number 11 Culinarian Master Recipe book. An ingredient in both crafting recipes is the Cloudsail. The Cloudsail is a fish that was introduced in this patch and can be found in the eastbound Zorgor fishing node located in Shaloni. It is early, but it appears that the best bait to catch the Cloudsail is a cactar jig. If anything changes, I'll definitely update the description of the video. 7.1 also introduced a few new crafting materials. The condensed solution can be purchased for 125 orange crafting scripts from any script exchange. It is practically used in every crafting recipe that was released in this patch and will most likely be used in future crafting recipes. Let's go over the crafting macro that's going to help you craft the optical nanofiber as well as the Alexandrian plate. There aren't any high quality crafting materials that you can use to help you with your high quality chance, so you have to make it happen with your stats. So I strongly recommend using high quality Rroneek steak. Alright, so for this example, we are going to craft us some optical nanofiber. So let's get started. The crafting macro is going to start off by using Reflect first. It received a buff going into Dawntrail, so you'll see it more often in crafting macros. Reflect is going to give us 2 stacks of Inner Quiet as well as a small increase to quality. The crafting macro is then going to use Manipulation to help us conserve durability. Then it's going to follow up with a Veneration, which is going to buff our next progress increasing job action. Before we do that though, we're going to use Waste Not, and with Waste Not and Manipulation, it's going to help us conserve durability, especially since we don't have a lot of durability to work with this Precraft material. Next, we're going to use Groundwork to increase progress, then a Delicate Synthesis to increase both progress and quality, and then we're going to follow that up with another Groundwork. After this Groundwork, we are good on progress, so now we are going to start to increase quality, starting with an Innovation. Then we are going to do 3 preparatory touches. Thankfully, we do have Waste Not active, so that's going to help us save durability along the way. So here's the first one, here is the second one, and then here's the third. Given that after this preparatory touch, we only have 10 durability, 1 more step of Innovation, and 1 more step of Waste Not, we're just going to use a basic touch. that's just going to increase quality for us. Since we only have 5 durability left over, we're going to use Master's Mend to help us restore durability. We're going to follow that up with a Great Strides to buff our next quality increasing action. Then Innovation. Together, these are going to buff our next preparatory touch here. We're not worried about durability since we're almost done with the crafting macro. We're going to do another Great Strides and then a Beer God's Blessing. We would have gotten 100% quality regardless of this good condition. It just happened to show up. Lastly, we're going to do a Careful Synthesis and then we are done. Alright, let's take a look at the 850 difficulty crafting macro. This crafting macro is going to help you craft the gear, tools, and also the crafting food. Speaking of food, make sure that you're using high quality Rroneek steak as well as high quality Craftsman's Tisane. It's also important that you're using high quality Precraft materials, so just use enough to make sure that your starting high quality will be above 4,000 like you see here. You can get there easily by using high quality Precraft materials that were introduced in 7.1. With that out of the way, let's get started. So we're going to start off in the progress phase with a muscle memory, then we're going to follow that up with a veneration. Together with the veneration, they will give us a buff to our next job action that increases progress. But before we do, we're going to use Waste Not 2, which is going to help us conserve durability. Because we're going to do groundwork, and we're going to do groundwork 3 times. Typically, groundwork takes 20 durability, but since we have Waste Not 2, it's only going to use up 10 durability. So that's our 3 groundworks. Now we're going to switch over and increase quality. So we're going to start off with Innovation, which is going to buff our quality increasing actions. Then we're going to do a Basic Touch, which combos with Refine Touch. Refine Touch was introduced in Dawntrail, and when you use it in the combo, you get 2 stacks of Inner Quiet. So after I use it, I'm going to end up with 3. So use Refine Touch, 3 stacks of Inner Quiet. Gotta love it. Inner Quiet gives you a buff to your quality increasing actions, so the more you have early on in your craft, the better. So moving on, the macro is going to do Preparatory Touch, then we'll follow up with a Delicate Synthesis, which will increase quality as well as progress. So Delicate Synthesis there. And we are very low on durability right now, so we're going to use another job action that was introduced in Dawntrail called Immaculate Mend. When you use it, it restores all of the durability. It's really an amazing job action for crafting. So let's continue. Prudent Synthesis, that's going to increase progress, and then now let's start increasing quality again. We're going to start off with Innovation to provide the buff. We're going to use Delicate Synthesis to also increase progress and quality. Then we're going to use our 1, 2, 3 quality increasing combo of Basic Touch, Standard Touch, and finish it off with Advanced Touch. From here, the crafting macro is almost done. We're going to use another crafting action that was introduced in Dawntrail called Train Perfection. It reduces durability loss of the next action to 0, so it's essentially like a free turn, and it costs 0 CP, so it's amazing. Now we're going to use Great Strides and then Innovation. Together they're going to buff our next quality increasing action of Preparatory Touch. Since we had Trained Finesse active, we didn't lose any durability. Now let's finish up the craft. We're going to do one more Delicate Synthesis. It's going to increase progress and quality. Now we're going to set up our finisher. We're going to do Great Strides. Innovation is already active, so it's going to buff our Beer God's Blessing. Let's see that full bar. Now all we need is a Careful Synthesis to hear every crafter's favorite sound.